Hi, Kathy White, Certified Professional Ergonomist. I'm here to talk to you today about monitor placement. I have a monitor here. It is on an arm that allows me to tilt the screen. It allows me to adjust the screen backwards and forwards, and it is somewhat limited on depth adjustment. But we're going to go ahead and talk about how you want to set up a monitor to reduce the risk of eye strain. Eye strain symptoms can be things like dry eyes, blurry vision, basic discomfort. You may find yourself trying to re-wet your eyes. You may be experiencing headaches. Those could be some of the symptoms you don't even realize are connected to eye strain. And if you spend a lot of time looking at a computer screen, your symptoms can be exacerbated. So having the right placement can be really important to prevent those symptoms and maintain your health. First thing you want to look at when you're setting up your monitor is the distance of yourself from the screen. Basic rules of thumb are you want to be about 18 to 24 inches away from your monitor screen. And a good rule of thumb is to stretch your arm out. You want to be about an arm's length viewing distance from the screen. So that's a really quick and easy way for you to check wherever you are to see if you're about that distance from the screen. You can see here I'm cutting it pretty close. I would actually prefer to move this further away, but I'm a bit limited in this scenario. You can move the monitor farther than an arm's length away as long as you still feel comfortable viewing the screen. The next thing you want to look at here is making sure you're centered with this screen. You can see I can move this monitor from one side to another, and it's a single screen that I am working with here. So I want this centered right in front of the midline of my body. That way I don't need to be turning my head to one side or the other side in order to view the screen. That can lead to some neck strain for people. We can talk about dual screens in another video, but for today, we're just talking about the single screen. Let's go ahead and start talking about the height of the screen. As I mentioned, I do have some capability here to move up and down. What I see a lot is people have their monitors too high, maybe something like this, and they're bending their neck backwards in order to view the screen. A lot of times people don't even realize they're doing this, and if you're somebody who wears bifocals, you will be bending your neck even farther back in order to view the screen. What we recommend is if you can imagine a vertical line extending from your eyes, your line of sight should hit the top third of this screen. A lot of times people find that this takes a little bit of adjustment for them to get used to being at that lower height. It's kind of like breaking in a shoe. I encourage you to make this adjustment gradually and give it some time if you found that you were a lot higher with your screen before. And those are just some basic guidelines for you to follow as far as height and distance. Again, we could talk about dual screens in another video, but thanks for taking the time to listen today.